What's that? Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I thought it was crawling on me because it was moving. Hi friends!
Hiya.
Hello. I was going to say we're pregnant, but people hate it when you say that, because technically I'm pregnant.
We're pregnant!
But we're having a baby, and obviously need to cash in on that content, so we thought we'd make a video about it. I'm 13 weeks today.
Woo!
I'm already showing, got a bit of a podge, which is quite exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So before we found out we were pregnant, we were down south for, was it for Easter? Was it that long ago? Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, so it was like for the Easter bank holiday, and we were at home, and I could not stop drinking Capri Suns.
Like literally like they were going out of fashion.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why, and I'm still really obsessed with cartons now.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about straw that apparently I'm into. And every time I had one drink, I felt sick, which is unlike me because I'm definitely the drinker, aren't I?
Yeah.
So when we went to Joe and Owen's, like they're big drinkers, and I was like, something was telling me not to drink. So we made excuses about having to go home, because otherwise we'd have definitely been peer pressured into me drinking.
Oh, is that what we were doing?
Yes, well that's
Oh,
what
right.
I was doing, because I knew something about it was like, we can't stay over because we'll get drunk.
I just thought you didn't want to drink, so.
No, see, it's all in the baby.
How in the baby?
It's all in the baby. So I was designated driver. It was very weird. We could have taken a test earlier than we did, but we were like, no, we'll wait until we're home so it doesn't ruin anything. It was less than a week after I put out the video about trying to conceive, which is really weird because obviously I've been promoting that, knowing secretly that actually you're friggin' work. It took the test dead early, like 4 AM early. I was laid in bed thinking, ooh, and I didn't go out and buy a special early test like I usually do. I just used one of the cheapo ones that came with the ovulation test because it gets expensive otherwise. And as part of my OCD thoughts, I'd convinced myself that I had to take a test in the same place at the same time. However, the tests were downstairs and I normally take it upstairs, and I just could not be bothered. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go and take it downstairs. Thank you very much. And it was positive, but not because I took it downstairs. So I peed in my little egg cup and put my little thingy in. And I wasn't expecting anything at all. And I was like, that looks like a small line. So thankfully I'd kept my pee, which is a top tip for you, and put another one in. So there was 2, and they definitely had a bit of a faint line. So so I worked out roughly when I'd be due. And I went upstairs to Stephen and I was like, baby. And he was asleep, and I was like, I know what I want to do for my birthday. And he was like, huh? I was like, I want to have a baby. And he was like, yeah, me too. And I was like, no, Stephen, I want to have a baby. And then I was like making you look at him.
Yeah.
And you were like bleary eyed, like.
I was going to say, in my defence, it was like 4 in the morning. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was 4 in the morning, but I was wide awake because I was having a baby.
And I'd also just like pre-justified. I said like, don't expect me to like react well if anything good happens, because like at
Not
that
react
time,
well, not
yeah.
like react badly.
I would be like, oh my god, just like at that time of the morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great news, but my mind's not freaking out.
Yeah.
If you'd have done it like 7 o'clock at night, I would have been like, oh my gosh.
But
like,
you're
tears.
supposed to take them in early in the morning.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So we were absolutely buzzing.
Yeah.
I felt different straight away, different to the last pregnancy. It was really weird, like everything smelled weird. The back of your head smelled. It still doesn't.
My god.
No, well,
She's
it
been
still
like-
does. The back of Stephen's head, or just like his head in general, smelled so good.
She's
and
been literally obsessed with it. Like literally, she'd be like, hey honey.
I'd never call you honey.
No, that's true.
Yeah, so I'd get little whiffs and just be like, oh gosh, it's so nice. I don't know what it was. There was something about it I was just obsessed with in the first few weeks. I felt sick as balls all of the time.
All of the balls.
Sick of all of the balls. Trapped wind, and then real smelly wind. That was a fun one, wasn't it? I wrote down like a few of the symptoms as I was experiencing them. So when I was like 4 weeks, I wrote, my nipples are weirdly rubbery. Definitely feeling at my boobs. Woke up feeling super sick. But I was really relieved to have symptoms. I was just like, whenever I told anyone I felt sick, they were like, yes, good. I was mainly my boobs. Like it felt like you just punched them all throughout the night. So the night that I went to the florist, the next day I couldn't go because I was so sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we missed the event. Like it was weird. It's like a very, very long hangover. I wasn't sick. A few times I've like had really bad acid reflux, so I've like vomited in my mouth. So touch wood, I've been quite lucky. I've not been sick. But holy crap, that day I just couldn't move. Everything tasted gross. That's a big thing I've experienced. Everything tastes gross except chip butties, various types of potato, and clementine juice from Tesco, which is the sharpest.
Oh my god.
Drink.
You've literally been into beige food
Just
and
beige
like
carbs.
really sour juice.
Yeah, yeah, so it's weird. I feel a little bit better now, I can eat a bit more, but if I don't fancy something, it's not happening. The first thing my mum and Nana said when we told them was, don't tell everyone. But we did, because that's who we are. Me, I did. But my theory was, oh my God, please be careful.
There's a fly.
It's gone. My
on.
theory was, I don't regret, apart from the children, I don't regret anyone that we told last time, because
No.
they were the people who were there for us when it all went
Yeah.
a bit wrong. And it's just nice to tell some people. So we did tell a few people, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
I told Sam on the day we found out, because I was going to visit her baby Lily for the first time. And so I wrote like a congratulations card, and I ended it, lots of love from Cody, Stephen, Squidge, Dobby and Baby Wright, due December 2018. And I kept saying, oh, you need to open your card. And she was like, okay. And like, she said she remembers thinking it was a nice card, but you know. So there was a few minutes where she was like, oh, and we both cried, and it was wonderful. Chris found out sort of by accident, because I was tutoring with him and I was carrying a box, and he was like, huh, I hope you're not pregnant. And I was like, ha 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 ha. And he was like, excuse me. And I was like, ha 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 ha. And then he was like, put that box down. And it was beautiful and wonderful, and he was really excited.
Except the fact that you then brought him back to our house while Sam sat there on a work call, and then he's there like really excited, being like, and I'm there like,
oh yes, the
trying to-
spreadsheets and the algorithms.
trying to be like really like, I'm gonna go for this call, and then Chris is like,
Mark, like I've got a Clemmy Hooper book that Stephen bought me for Christmas, and it's called like How to Grow a Baby and Push It Out. And so I said to Mark, oh Mark, have you read this book? And he was like, no, why would I? And then like, there was a moment and he just like stopped walking and was like, ah, but it was just so sarcastic, like, no, why would I? It was so like out of character for Mark. So we've basically just been buzzing for the past few weeks.
buzzing and not being able to tell like the internet, which
my
like you always you
gosh,
tell the
it's
internet
been-
everything.
Yeah, it's been so difficult. Like, and people are like, oh, you've not posted on Insta stories for a while, so I've been having to post things. I've been putting like drinks in wine glasses so I look like I'm drinking. I've been trying not to complain about being too tired and too sick, but holy crap, I'm so tired and so sick. I can't stop weighing at the moment, so that's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been really weird not sharing it with the internet. We had our 12-week scan.
We did.
We thought, so the dates changed. I'd worked it out as we were due about the 13th of December from my ovulation. But then everyone else was like, no, work it out from your last period. We went to doctors and they were like, no, we're going to work it out from here. You're going to be due the 17th. But I didn't write that down anywhere because I was like, we're absolutely not. I can just know we're not. Cannot imagine this baby coming on the 17th. You watch. No, it'll come on the 17th.
I know,
It'll be late.
I know.
So when we went for our scan just before, it was the day that we left to go to London to come on this holiday. They did the scan and stuff, and it was
Oh my
it was the most incredible thing in the whole wide world. But
Pictures here.
Pictures here. Ooh.
Ah, looks just like you.
Thank you. It's got your black squiggly lens. So we'd already been for a scan. We went for an early scan, which I will write a review of, but I would fully recommend for anyone who is super anxious. It was beautiful and wonderful, but I've got a tilted uterus, which is like no big deal. It's just like it's like being left-handed or right-handed. But it meant that it was hard to get good pictures, but we saw a heartbeat and that was what was important. So when this one was like an actual friggin' baby, the ultrasound technician was in training and she was great, wasn't she? Like straight away she was like, I can see a baby and I can see a heartbeat, and I was like, great, perfect. But it was so weird, like the baby looked like Quap because it was just moving
God,
like
it
this,
proper
like
was.
all its limbs.
Looked like
so-
an old Flash game, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
So like at first it was like curved, like all nice and cuddly and warm, and they were like, cool, so we need to see like, I don't know. They kept saying they need to see the nose, so I presume it's got your nose and not mine, because you'd be able to see mine very clearly on an ultrasound, or from space. So she made me like shake my hips, and then when she put the probe back on, the baby was like, it was like flipping upside down. It looked unreal, didn't it?
no, it was
But it
great.
was amazing, like really, really lovely. And then when we went into the office, where I got this horrible bruise, I don't even know if you can see it on camera, but it's really bad. She was like, oh, you're actually 12 weeks today, and I was like, I knew it. So the baby is due the day after my birthday. A December baby. You know how I feel about December birthdays, but we're gonna make this one good.
makes December a pretty good month.
Yeah,
It's like your birthday, baby birthday.
me, baby, Jesus, all the best
you know.
people. All the best people were born in December.
Yeah.
So we're super excited. We did our little announcement video, which I would put a little link to. blah, blah, blah. It's been quite difficult because when we've told people, it's like, oh, can't wait to hear how you announce it. I bet it'll be something amazing.
I know,
And so
pressure.
that's a lot of pressure. Like, that is a lot of pressure. So, like, it kept me awake at night thinking, oh God, because at one point we found this really nice like hat on Etsy that said baby on board, and we were gonna take like a silhouetted picture and we were gonna draw a baby bump on with like in the sand, and it was gonna be really cute. We've booked on to a hypnobirthing course. We've decided to look at cloth nappies. We're full hippies with this baby, aren't we, poor thing? Whoop. Yeah, so I'm not gonna become a mummy blogger. I'm still just gonna be me. But I am looking forward to sharing all the awkward and weird moments with you. I found out today I can still do Laser Quest, so all is not lost. And yeah, so let me know if you've got any top tips for being pregnant, because so far it's kind of weird.
And for me as well, or like any good bloggers and people who are like good for daddies to be. Cool.
We're having a baby.
We are.
We're having a freaking baby. Oh, I don't want to fall backwards.
Oh, I thought you were going to fall backwards. No, it'd be less into the video.
No, because I'm
I catch
a
her.
rock.
I catch her.
Oh, you actually?
Yeah.
But then I'll flash my knickers.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm pregnant, remember? I can't just lob myself backwards off cliffs anymore. It says it in my baby book.
Okay, bye.
Okay, you've got somehow like a squidge hair on you.
Oh, squidge.
Oh. He's not dead, he's just
I was just thinking about it.